like in stages of combustion in say engines. Yesterday itself we have discussed. That means on briefly we have discussed the stages of combustion, right? Today we are going to discuss somewhat in depth of the, or we are able to get some in depth knowledge of the stages of combustion. What is going to happen because of this delay period, period of rapid combustion, controlled combustion, and period of after burning. Okay, so when it comes to ignition delay period, why there is delay in the time of ignition, and also why it is going to take some time to combust. Okay, so first of all, what is ignition delay period? Okay, so the ignition delay period, we can call this as pre-flame combustion or preparatory phase also. Okay, preparation phase also we can call that. But what is actually the ignition delay period? Okay, that is nothing but the period between start of injection and the end of injection or the start of combustion. Okay, the delay between start of injection and end of injection or start of combustion. Okay, so this period we are going to take it as ignition delay period, and we can call this ignition delay period also as a preparation phase, or the period between start of injection and when it is going to deviate, when it is going to start deviating from the, that means the deviation is going to be there, okay, from the motoring curve. Then up to there we are going to call that phase or stage as ignition delay period. Okay, so in this ignition delay period, what is actually happening? Yesterday, while discussing combustion engines, have discussed this, but once again I am going to say the same thing, or somewhat some changes to that I will say that to you. Okay, first of all, what is going to happen during ignition delay period? During, that means during this, at the start, that means when the piston is about to reach top dead center, that means when the piston is at 18 degrees before DDC, it is going to start injection, or 18 or 19. Okay, so it is the start of injection, and whenever the start of injection is going to be there, how, what is the actual state of air here? Okay, here air is going to have some very high pressure and temperature here, right? So here it is going to be at a very high pressure and temperature, and whenever with high pressure, whenever with high pressure we are going to send the fuel here. Whenever we send it a very high pressure fuel into the highest, whatever we say, the air which is at very high pressure and temperature is going to, that means it is going to develop a spray envelope, and because of that, an atomization is going to be there. Okay, whenever this fuel is going to be injected into this air, okay, there is some atomization of fuel is going to happen. Why? Because there will be some dense air is going to be there because of high pressure and temperature within the air. Okay, whenever this fuel is going to be get into this, this is going to disintegrate. Disintegrate means it is going to atomize. Fineness of atomization is going to be created within the air fuel mixture, in between air and fuel mixture. Okay, and after that what happens? This air fuel, first of all, that means the mixing is completed. Next, interaction. Okay, so first of all there will be mixing between air and fuel. Next, the interaction between air and fuel is going to be there. Okay, during the same period only. Okay, so once if the mixing and interaction is going to be completed, interaction means there will be somewhat chemical reaction is going to be initiated in between the air and fuel. Okay, so chemically they are going to be in bond. Okay, so whenever these two are going to react chemically, and what is going to happen here? It is going to raise its temperature, right? So whenever there is raise in temperature, I already said this to you, how the air and fuel temperature is going to, that means how the fuel is going to gain the temperature from the air, and how this air is going to lose temperature, and again how the air is going to regain its temperature from the surrounding air. I have already shown with the help of diagram, also with the help of annotations in previous class. In the same way, whenever these two are going to mix with each other, okay, so what happens there? This air temperature of air is going to transfer to the fuel, and in the same way what happens? The meanwhile the fuel is going to increase its temperature, right? So whenever these air and fuel are going to mix with each other and raise its temperature at particular point of time, okay, and again, why, how the air fuel or air molecule is going to get the temperature from the surrounding air, there will be, since the air is at low temperature when compared to the surrounding air, so since it is homogeneous, heterogeneous mixture, there is no particular fuel is going to be there at the start of injection, right? Only air and fuel are going to be separated here. Okay, almost separation of air and fuel is going to be there. Heterogeneously they are mixed. There is no proper mixing is going to be there. Okay, I already shown you the diagram here. Okay, for you, I have shown the diagram how heterogeneous mixture and homogeneous mixture. Okay, they are going to be layer by layer here. Okay, so that much separation is going to be there between air and fuel. Okay, so because of that, here we are going to have some disintegration. Okay, disintegration of fuel into air here. Okay, so that we are able to take again, because of not having some temperature, the reduced temperature air, whatever the air molecule which is at which is reduced its temperature because of passing some temperature or passing some energy to the fuel. Okay, it will again regain the temperature from the surrounding air, so that it is again going to gain temperature and will help the air fuel mixture to raise its temperature. Once if it is going to raise its temperature at certain point of time, this is going to reach its self-ignition temperature, and once the air fuel mixture is going to reach its self-ignition temperature, what happens here, auto ignition is going to be there, which is the start of combustion. Okay, so in that way, here we are going to have, during the stage of ignition delay period, first of all there will be mixing, and at the same time there will be some preparatory phase here. That means it is nothing but the preparation phase here. Okay, and this is what ignition delay period. Okay, depending upon the ignition delay period, all the other processes are going to depend. Okay, if the ignition delay period is short, then the period of rapid combustion is short, period of controlled combustion is short, period of afterburning is going to be short. Whenever these are going to be short, then the whole time required for the combustion to take place is going to reduce. Okay, whenever the whole time reduced, it is going to take very less time to combust the whole air fuel mixture, and it is responsible to have a proper combustion mixture, and we can eliminate the knocking. Okay, that's what we need to see when it comes to ignition delay period. We need to minimize the ignition delay period as much as possible. Okay, we need to maintain very minimum ignition delay period to have a complete combustion. Okay, next, coming to the within the ignition delay period only, there are two important phases. Okay, one is physical delay and the chemical delay. Physical delay period and the chemical delay period. See, this is the ignition delay period. Okay, this is the ignition delay period from here to here, and in between this, in this start of injection and start of combustion. Okay, this is what happening actually. Okay, see, this is the start of injection, and B is the start of combustion. This is a 1 and 2. In between there are several phases. Okay, see here, C is the ignition. That means this is the phase which we are going to pronounce it as ignition delay period, right? And here from A to D is the mixing period, and D2 is the interaction period, which I have said already this to you. Okay, first of all there will be mixing, and after that there will be interaction. Okay, so A to D is the mixing period, and D to E is the, or D to B or E is the interaction period. Okay, first of all there will be air fuel mixture is going to be there, and after that there will be some interaction will be there in between D, the phase or time in between D and E. Okay, so that means there will be some proper mixing of air and fuel is going to be get first of all. Okay, and after that this is the pressure theta or pressure time diagram, which is showing the ignition delay period clearly. Okay, see, this is A to B ignition delay period, and C is the ignition, that is start of injection, and B is the start of combustion or end of injection. Okay, and D is mixing period. Okay, in this in between these two there will be mixing period, and after that there will be interaction period. Okay, see here, if it is going to deviate, Okay, if it is going to deviate from the motoring curve, that is if there is no start of combustion is not going to there. Okay, if there is no combustion, then the pressure curve is going to behave like this. Okay, this is what motoring curve mean. Okay, and if there is combustion, okay, if there is combustion, then the maximum pressure is going to reach just after TDC, and it is going to follow in this way, which is the combustion process. Okay, that means this is the combustion. After combustion, how the pressure is going to reduce. Okay, if we have combustion, then the combustion pressure is going to be until this peak pressure, which is the maximum pressure of the cycle. If there is no combustion, then the pressure is going to follow like this. Okay, when it is the combustion pressure which is going to attain maximum pressure, then the here we here he has shown only the ignition delay period. Okay, here he has shown all the periods. Okay, here up to here we are going to have ignition delay period, and this is the period of rapid or uncontrolled combustion, this is period of controlled combustion, and this is the period of afterburning. Okay, so coming to when it comes to during the ignition delay period only, it can be divided into two parts. Okay, one is physical delay and the other one is chemical delay. So what is physical delay and chemical delay? Actually, coming to physical delay, it is the time between the beginning of injection and the attainment of chemical reaction conditions, nothing but this mixing period. Okay, so there will be some start of injection will be there. Okay, during the start of injection only, some of the first few droplets which are going to get into the combustion chamber. Okay, whenever these are going to auto ignite, okay, some of the fuel is already, that means since already when it is in burning, okay, whatever the first few droplets are going to get into the combustion chamber, and after attaining its self ignition temperature, and it is going to auto ignite. At the same time, the other fuel, the other next phase of fuel is also going to get into the combustion chamber in the same time only. Okay, since here whatever the first few droplets are going to enter into the combustion chamber are going to start igniting, that means are already in burnt condition, and some of the fuel is going to get into the injection combustion chamber through the fuel injector. Okay, so that is what actually is going to happen. So if the delay is going to be more, okay, if the delay is going to be more, then it is going to affect the total combustion process. Okay, so since that's why we need to make the delay period as low as possible. Okay, so coming to physical delay, the physical delay is the time between the beginning of the injection and the attainment of chemical reaction conditions. Okay, and during this period the fuel is atomized, vaporized, mixed with the air and raised to its self ignition temperature. This physical delay depends upon the type of fuel. Okay, here type of fuel means what? Here the type of fuel means here within the diesel we are going to have light fuels and heavy fuels. Okay, heavy viscous fuels. Okay, here light fuels means the viscosity is going to be low here. Okay, so we need to prefer the light fuels. Okay, why? Because in light fuels the delay period is not going to be high. Okay, why? Because there is no much viscosity. If there is viscosity, it is going to impact the reaction rate, right? So that's why what we need to do, we need to take light fuels where there is no much viscosity in the fuel. Okay, that type of fuel we need to take. Okay, and if it comes to high viscosity fuels or heavy fuels or high viscosity fuels, what happens there? Because of viscosity, the reaction rate is not going to be reaction rate is not going to be that much perfect. Why? Because this viscosity is going to restrict from the mixing of air and fuel. Okay, so that's why the physical delay is going to depend upon type of fuel also. Okay, so we need to prefer light fuels here. Okay, if we go for heavy fuels, then it is going to affect because of having some high viscosity, it is going to affect the mixing of that mixing procedure of air and fuel. Okay, next, the physical delay is greatly reduced by using, that means how can we, that is if we want to have ignition delay period, means we need to follow the physical delay should be shorter. Okay, to maintain a physical shorter physical delay, what we need to do? Okay, we need to reduce the high injection, that means How can we reduce? Means we can reduce by using high injection pressures, okay, and also high combustion chamber temperatures and high turbulence to facilitate breakup of the jet and improving evaporation. If we provide all these conditions like high injection pressure, high combustion chamber temperature, that means pressure, temperature and turbulence are high, then the breaking up of jet and evaporation is going to be improved here, okay, so that the ignition delay period or physical delay period is going to be reduced here, okay. Next, coming to the chemical delay, okay, that is what physical delay, nothing but the air and fuel is going to take much time, and it is going to take time for mixing and vaporization, that means atomization and vaporization, and it should mix with air and it should raise its self ignition temperature. Until that period, it is going to be called as a physical delay period. Next, coming to the chemical delay period, okay, during the chemical delay, the reaction starts slowly and then accelerates, okay. First of all, since the rate of reaction is very less here, why? Because they are just now started to react with each other, okay. Once they are going to react with each other, okay, after some time, after some 0.1 second of time, it is 0.001 second of time, okay. There is very in minute seconds, the whole process is going to be done, okay. Um, so that's why in very minute seconds this chemical delay is going to be there. Of course, this delay is going to affect the further coming process also, okay. So that's why we need to check whether the physical delay and chemical delay are going to be in minimal way or not. So during the chemical delay, the reaction, first of all, as they are as the support from the bond mixture is not going to be there, the reaction rate is going to be slow here. That's why the reaction starts slowly and then accelerate until inflammation or ignition takes place. That is what this chemical delay is going to be until inflammation or ignition takes place. That means from at the start of the ignition, it is going to end. That means the start of ignition or the start of combustion means nothing but the end of chemical delay, okay. Next, generally the chemical delay is larger than the physical delay, okay. But generally when it comes to chemical delay, it is going to be larger. That means it is going to take some more time than the physical delay. But whenever that engine is going to run for some time, okay, and it is going to attain its temperature, okay, the within the cylinder there is somewhat temperatures are going to be maintained, okay. Whenever these temperatures are going to be there, okay, this chemical delay is going to take less time, okay. Instead of taking larger time, okay, it will take less time than the physical delay. Why? Because if the temperatures and pressures are going to be there within the combustion chamber, this temperature and pressure helps the air and fuel mixture to react with each other very quickly, okay. That means here rate of reaction is going to increase because of having high temperatures, okay. So that's why it is going to become smaller when compared to the physical delay. Actually it is larger when compared to physical delay, but when the temperatures within the combustion chamber are going to high, this chemical reaction is going to take place quickly. That's why the delay is going to be reduced and it is going to become shorter than the physical delay, okay. The ignition lag, okay, this is what about chemical delay, okay. Next, coming to the ignition lag, where we have seen ignition lag in case of SI engine, okay, it is equivalent to the chemical delay for the CI engine. Whatever the ignition delay first phase is there, that is going to be the same as chemical delay for the CI engine, okay. Whatever the ignition lag we have seen in SI engine, that is equivalent to the ignition only the chemical delay for the CI engine, not for the whole ignition delay period, only for the chemical delay for the CI engine, that is equivalent to the ignition lag in SI engine, okay. In most CI engines, the ignition lag is shorter than the duration of injection, okay. Almost that means duration of injection means from the start of injection to the end of injection, that is what duration of injection, and it is going to be larger than the ignition. That means ignition lag is shorter than the duration of injection, okay. That is what physical delay and chemical delay. Briefly, delay period is due to mixing. First of all, whenever the fuel is going to be injected, there should be atomization and vaporization should be there, and after that air fuel air fuel vapor is going to be there, and there should they should mix with each other, and whenever they are going to mix with each other, they have to reach their self ignition temperature. That is what ignition delay period. And when it comes to there are two parts in this ignition delay period. One is physical delay and the other one is chemical delay. What is physical delay? Okay, nothing but atomization, vaporization and mixing with air and raise it to its self ignition temperature. Okay, and what is chemical delay? Nothing but the time taken to take chemical reaction between air and fuel. That means it is able to start the ignition. Whenever it is going to able to start the ignition at to that point, from the mixing point or from the vaporized point, we are calling that as a chemical delay period. Okay, this is next phase to physical delay. Okay, and it is going to be equivalent to the ignition lag in SA engine. Both are same. Okay, delay, chemical delay period in CA engine and ignition lag in SA engine are going to be the same. Okay, that means they are equivalent. They will take the same. That means they are going to be in the same way. Okay, in most we already discussed this. Okay, and, that is what in brief when it comes to ignition delay period. Okay, next coming to the period of rapid combustion. Okay, so what is the start of period of rapid combustion? Okay, so whenever there is start of combustion or end of injection is going to be there, and when the motoring curve is going to deviate from the combustion curve or combustion pressure. Okay, that is what the start of period of rapid combustion. Why we are going to call this as a period of rapid combustion? Okay, why? Because here their chemical reaction rate is going to increase enormously here. Okay, whatever the chemical rate is there, rate of combustion is going to be there. That rate of combustion is very quick. See, the pressure is going up to here, the rate of pressure is very slow. Okay, but when it comes to but it is from here the rate of reaction is going to take place at faster rates, and that's why the chemical reaction between air and fuel is going to be high. So whenever the reaction rate and transposition rate are high, what happens here, the pressure rise is increased enormously, and until at the end of compression stroke. Okay, at the end of compression at the end of period of rapid combustion, the maximum pressure is reached. Nothing but where the period of rapid combustion is going to end, whenever we are going to achieve the peak pressure in the whole cycle, that is what the end of rapid combustion. Okay, that's what period of rapid combustion. Okay, so it is going to depend upon the delay period here. Okay, if the delay period is short, then the period of rapid combustion is also going to be short. Why? Because if it is short, means the temperatures are going to be high here. Okay, whenever the temperatures are going to high, then only the period of rapid combustion is going to be low. Okay, because that reaction rate, chemical reaction rate is going to be high. Okay, because of having some low delay period, means within short span of time the start of ignition is going to start. Okay, so that means there is already some heavy temperatures are going to be there, which helps the period of rapid combustion to end in within short span of time. Okay, so during the delay period, the droplets have had time to spread all over a wide area, and fresh air is always available around the droplets. Okay, most of the fuel admitted would have evaporated and formed a combustible mixture with air. Okay, we have discussed this. By the time the pre-flame reactions would have also been completed, at the same time the pre-flame reactions would also have been completed. That means the mixing is already completed here. Okay, the rate of heat release is maximum during this period. Since the rate of reaction is high, combustion rate is high, the rate of heat release is going to be high. Once the rate of heat release is high, the pressure is going to increase enormously. Okay, so these are the advantages. But in some cases we are going to have some because of this shortage of or the duration of delay period, it is going to affect the period of rapid combustion here. Okay, so this is the point. It is to be noted that the pressure reached during the period of rapid combustion will depend on the duration of delay period. The longer the delay period, the more rapid and higher is the pressure rise, since more fuel would have accumulated in the cylinder during the delay period. Okay, see, once the duration, the period of rapid combustion is going to depend upon delay period. Okay, but when it comes to the longer delay period, that means if we assume that we are going to have longer delay period, the more rapid and higher is the pressure rise. Okay, that here why the pressure and pressure is high here. Okay, why? Because the more amount of fuel, if the ignition delay period is going to be high, okay, that means from start of injection to the end of injection, okay, if this delay period is long, okay, there may be chances of acquiring some more amount of fuel here. Okay, so by acquiring that more amount of fuel, what happens, the reaction rate between air and fuel, that means more fuel is available now. Okay, since the amount of large amount of fuel is going to be accumulated into the air, okay, more fuel is available there. Okay, whenever there is more fuel available, the reaction rate, that means the mixing and the reaction rate is going to be quick here. Why? Because that much of fuel is available here, more than sufficient fuel is available here, so that it is going to help the reaction rate. Okay, but when it is going to increase the reaction rate, okay, there is chances of knocking here, which we need to keep in mind that, okay, once this there is rapidity in increase of pressure, okay, there may be chances of knocking also, as like in SA engines. Okay, so we have to keep in mind that also to eliminate knocking. Okay, that is what the reason, to have, if we have longer period, then it is going to become a period of rapid combustion. It is going to depend on, it is also going to become, it will take some less time, but not the in a proper way. It is going to create some knocking, okay, which will delay the whole combustion process, not delay it, which will disturb the whole combustion process. Okay, so we should see the uh, delay period as short as possible. Okay, next one, coming to the period of controlled combustion. See, this is the start of, this is the start of period of controlled combustion, and this is the end of controlled combustion. So when it comes to p theta diagram or pt diagram, it was like that. But what is the thing we need to consider, the start of controlled combustion and the end of controlled combustion? Okay, see, the start of combustion, whenever it is going to reach, whenever the peak pressure is going to reach, okay, already in a period of rapid combustion, we are going to have high pressure and temperature, right? But whenever it reaches the peak pressure, then we call it as the period of controlled combustion. Okay, so once if the that is the start of period of controlled combustion, that is the start of controlled combustion, right? So whenever there is start of controlled combustion is going to there, whatever the already the whole already the whole fuel is going to be accumulated into the combustion chamber, and whatever the fuel is going to get through the air fuel mixture, okay, that is going to burn very quickly. Okay, because of that, what happens, okay, because of the burning rapidity, that means the burning time is going to reduce enormously. That is, within short span of time, whatever the unburned fuel is there, that is going to burn very easily. Okay, that means very within very short span of time. Okay, once it is going to happen like that, the here the end of controlled combustion is nothing but whenever we can see the maximum cycle temperature. Okay, whenever we can see the maximum cycle temperature, that is nothing but the end of controlled combustion. Okay, so this is the stage where it is going to start at the highest peak pressure, and it is going to end at the highest peak temperature. Okay, start is at highest peak pressure, and end is at highest cycle temperature, or highest peak temperature. Okay, whenever it attains highest or maximum cycle temperature, that is the end of controlled combustion. Okay, after reaching maximum cycle temperature, again it will reduce. Okay, during this phase, some of the leftover unburnt particles, that is that is what controlled combustion. Okay, the rapid combustion period, this is, the temperature and pressure in the second stage is already quite high. That means during the second stage, which is uncontrolled stage, during this it is quite high, as the fuel droplets injected during second stage burn faster with reduced ignition delay. What I have said to you just now, as soon as they find the necessary oxygen, and any further pressurize is controlled by injection rate. Okay, we already discussed this point. Is assumed to end at maximum cycle temperature. Okay, we already discussed this. Next, coming to the period of after burning. Okay, so coming to this period of after burning. Okay, so any leftover particles, any leftover or unburnt particles or partially burnt particles are there, they are going to burn in this after burning stage. Okay, since they are going to burn but the pressure and temperature are not going to increase. Why? Because here it is in expansion stroke. Okay, at the start it is going to be at the expansion stroke, and that's why the volume is going to increase here. Once the increase in volume is going to be seen, the pressure and temperature reduces here. So of course the unburnt fuel and whatever the partially burnt fuel is there, that is going to burn, but because of it can raise the pressure and temperature, but because of increase in volume, that finally the pressure and temperature are going to reduce here. That is what the after burning period. Okay, whatever the unburnt particles or partially burnt particles are there, those are going to burn in this period of after burning. Okay, it will start at the maximum cycle temperature and ends sometime after the, that means the combustion is not, whenever the whole combustion is going to complete, that is the end of period of after burning. Okay, that means whenever the period of control combustion is going to finish, that is not the cease of combustion. Okay, the combustion is going to continue for some more time. Okay, which we call that period as period of after burning, where we, because of increase in volume, of course the pressure and temperature are going to reduce, but there is somewhat combustion because of some unburnt left particles and partially burnt particles are going to continue their burning. Okay, that is what period of after burning. Okay, and this is this period of after burning is going to be around 72, that means it will continue up to 70 to 80 degrees of crank travel from the TDC. Okay, and this rate of after burning depends upon velocity of diffusion and turbulence mixing of unburnt and partially burnt fuel with the air. Okay, this is going to depend upon the mixing of unburnt and partially burnt fuel with the air. Okay, that is what, and these points, these all points I have already explained. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can go through these points, you can clearly understand. Okay, so this is the what this is, these are the what the stages of combustion means. Okay, here we are going to have three phases. One is the ignition delay period, in which physical delay and chemical delay is going to be there. In physical delay there will be some delay for mixing, and in chemical delay it is, there will be delay to take place the reaction. That means during chemical delay there is some reaction is going to start, and it is going to accelerate. Okay, before accelerating it will take some time to properly react with each other, right? That is what interaction phase. Okay, so that's why the chemical delay, because of that time taking, there will be some chemical delay. And period of rapid combustion, whenever there is start of combustion is there, that is the start of rapid combustion, and end is wherever the pressure we are going to get is the peak pressure or maximum cycle pressure, that is the end of period of rapid combustion. And there the period of control combustion is going to start, where the maximum pressure in the cycle is there, and it is the control combustion. During control combustion it is going to increase its temperature further. Okay, already in second phase there is already pressure and temperature are at high, but after the reach of maximum cycle pressure, it is going to end, the second stage is going to end.